sports advertising affected sports leagues, organizations, revenue, and how has it affected jobs maybe related to sports?
Well, it's created more jobs. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Because of the advertising revenue and the amount of money generated, it's created more jobs. And you could just start from stadiums. I mean, if you go to the Garden and you look at all the people that want to go to the games, and because they make the money off of advertising revenue, they can build bigger stadiums. You have bigger stadiums, you need more people to operate the stadium. You need more security personnel. You need more utility personnel. You need more custodial personnel. And then it's also created more jobs in the front office, where you not only have people who are involved in creating the teams, but you have marketing departments, you have sales departments who sell advertising in the arenas. They sell advertising for the Red Sox, for example. The salespeople sell advertising for in Fenway Park and on their regional sports network, and also in their game programs. And it's also the advertising is what drives the television rights, because if you have people that want to advertise with the sports because the ratings are higher, then that's going to give the television stations more money to pay the teams more money at the end of the day. Advertising really drives it all. If you don't have the advertisers, you don't have any. If you don't have advertisers, you don't have televised sports.
Yeah, that's a great point. The fifth question I have here, there's only two more. So.
That's fine, take your time.
All right, there's obviously been a lot of rule changes due to TV, and do you think that even if there wasn't TV, there would still be the rule changes, or do you think TV is the main cause for some of this?
I think TV is a lot of it. I mean, take a look at instant replay. Runa Arledge was the founder of slow motion, and he was the pioneer with ABC News and ABC Sports. And what Rune did is he took film, that's what they used back in the late 60s, early 70s, and they just slowed the film down so that you could see the play clearer and you could get a better look at it. Well, if you take a look at what slow motion instant replay has done, it's forced all the leagues to now have instant replay in the games. Now, Major League Baseball is going through a big change because managers can make challenges, and and you can, and umpires will stop the game and they can look at the video back in New York or in the NHL. They'll look in the video back in in Toronto, and we all know what they do in the NFL, where they go to the booth and take a look at the video. Same thing with the NBA. So it's, for some purists, it's taken away the human element, where you would just say, look, just make the call, and if you get it right, you get it right. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. But for some people who feel that they need to get it right, television has enabled them to do that, and it's changed the rules dramatically. And also, the length of the game is very important, because they have to make sure it fits into the television window. Yeah. That's something like the NFL. They want their 1 o'clock games to be over by 4:15. Mm-hmm. So that's why there will never be. There will always be ties in the NFL. They will never play until there's a winner, because the game has to end so they can start the next one. Mm-hmm. And television drives that.
And a question that's kind of based off this is, how do you think that these rule changes, if at all, have affected like the business part of sports, not just the game itself?
Sure. Well, I mean, it's a great question. I think, again, it's because, like the NFL, we're only going to go so long. Then 1 o'clock game starts, and they're going to go to overtime. And if you don't have a winner after that overtime period, too bad, we're going to have a tie, because we need to kick off the next game, and that game has to be on the network, and that game has to have so many viewers so the advertisers get what they purchased. I think that's one of the reasons. Well, it gives advertisers more things to sponsor. I mean, you can take a look at the, this official review is brought to you by Clorox, or, by Ford Cars or whatever. So I think it gives sponsors more vehicles to put their names on. That's a great question. As far as advertising, the rule changes. Yeah, probably the length of the game. Also, if in the NFL, if the game continued to go, you could have more advertising spots. But since they stopped the game after just one overtime, that would eliminate advertising opportunities. I suppose you could look at it like that too.
All right. Last question here is, how have commercials on television affected the sports spectatorship? So say you see a popular athlete on TV in a commercial, how has that affected
Well, I think that athletes are now brands. You know, LeBron James is not just a basketball player, he's a brand. He has a sitcom coming out that he's the executive producer of, and he's in this ad or that. And look what Michael Jordan did. Michael Jordan made more money as the spokesperson for Nike than he did playing basketball. I mean, he revolutionized a generation of what you wear. Nike sneakers, Nike shorts. You know, everything had to have the Jordan logo on it. I mean, what athletes endorse, really, it can have an impact on culture, on pop culture, on what people wear, on what they buy. I know with NASCAR, the drivers, for example, if, you know, Ricky Craven was from Maine, he was sponsored by the Tide car. You know, Tide detergent. If you were a Ricky Craven fan, you bought Tide laundry detergent. And statistics supported that. So athletes doing commercials and advertising has a huge impact on what we buy and how we live our life.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
You too.